Do something.
On my own.
Why did I live this way?
You just going on set like two loped out motherfucking gangsters. That's all I'm gonna say.
So here's the deal, man. It looks like your girl Gabby Sidibe from Empire season 4. It looks like she was. I'll just word it like this. It looks like she was possibly racially profiled and discriminated against at a Chanel store. Now, I'm not going to accuse Chanel of anything, only because I wasn't there and I have no, other evidence other than her word, but I think she's telling the truth. People are going to say she's playing the race card. Let me tell you something. Nothing is playing the race card like not allowing me to shop in peace. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you? Anyways, shout out to Gabby. I'm going to go ahead and read this article to you guys. It's from thejasminebrand.com. They posted the article on May 9th of 2017 titled, Gabby Sidibe calls out Chanel store. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I can't afford anything. Here's what they wrote. Gabby Sidibe recalls poor experience at Chanel store. She's an A-list actress, but that doesn't exempt Gabby Sidibe from real-life experiences. The Empire actress recently recalled an experience where she was shaded by a saleswoman who thought that she didn't have enough money to shop in the store. Gabby says the situation happened while she was attempting to shop at a Chanel store in Chicago. And, well, let me just stop the article right there. Remember, this is Chicago, so this is up north. This isn't in the south. Just for the record. In her own words, read what happened below. So she said, quote, I needed new eyeglasses. My friend has a really cute pair of frames from Chanel that I'd been coveting. So I decided to try to buy a pair for myself at the Chanel store near my apartment in Chicago where I live while shooting the show Empire. On my way to the store, another friend called. Taraji said she was stuck on set and asked if I would pick up a pair of sandals for her. No problem. I grabbed a cab and in a few minutes walked into the nearly empty shop. I was looking pretty cute. My wig was long and wavy. I was wearing new ankle boots and my prescription Balenciaga shades, and I had a vintage Chanel purse on my shoulder over my winter coat with a fur hood. I looked as though I were in a Mary J. Blige video. Just how I like to look. The glasses display was near the door, so I walked right over. A saleswoman and I locked eyes immediately. I said, hello, before she did. She greeted me, but the look on her face told me that she thought I was lost. Can I take a look at your eyeglasses? I asked. We don't have any, she answered. We only have shades. There's a store across the street that sells eyeglasses. Across the street? I asked, confused. Yes, in the building across the street on the 5th floor. She gave me the name of the discount frames dealer. I had been at her display for less than a minute, and she was literally directing me to another store. But I want Chanel frames, I said. She told me the name of the other store again and exactly how to get there and let me know that they had lots of different frames, including Chanel. I loved to pretend she was being polite, and I'm sure she would love to pretend she was polite. But she was actually condescending, explaining to me how exactly I should get across the street and out of her sight line, as if I were in kindergarten. I was trying to purchase glasses, and she was trying to get the interaction with me over as soon as possible. Just to be sure of what was happening, I made her tell me to leave in her pretend polite way 3 times. I knew what she was doing. She had decided after a single look at me that I wasn't there to spend any money, even though I was carrying a Chanel bag. She decided I wasn't a Chanel customer and so not worth her time and energy. This actually happens to me a lot my whole life, both before and after I became a recognizable actress. It happened to me in St. Martin on vacation after shooting a film. When I went to a Dior counter to look at lip gloss, and the saleswoman literally took a gloss out of my hand and put it back down in the display case. Pause the story right there. I've actually had shit in my hands at a store taken for me as well. That's happened to me. I've had the same experience. It used to happen to me at my neighborhood beauty supply store in New York, where I was relentlessly followed around. That's happened to me too many times. Way too many times. At different stores. Where I was relentlessly followed around whenever my mom sent me to pick up shampoo and Q-tips, even when I was a teenager. I knew it was because of my skin color, but also because of the environment. I lived in the hood. Being suspected of stealing is just par for the course. Although I definitely went through a mini klepto phase when I was around 15. Now, see, I wasn't into that. But anyways, so some of that suspicion was warranted, but I grew out of it. And this reminds me when she stole that chicken in the movie Precious. Anyways, but I grew out of it, and if I weighed the times I was suspected of stealing versus the times I actually stole something, it would be about 99% to 1%. No matter how dressed up I get, I'm never going to be able to dress up my skin color to look like what certain people perceive to be an actual customer. Depending on the store, I either look like a thief or a waste of time. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground between no attention and too much attention. Wow. That's me when I go into a store. Anyways, I still had to get Taraji sandals, so I asked where to find them. The saleswoman seemed annoyed, but walked me further into the store. As we passed through, other employees who were of color noticed me. All of a sudden, the woman who had pointed me out of the store let me know that even though they didn't have eyeglasses, the shades they carried actually doubled as eyeglass frames. So I should take a look at the shades I'd come to look at in the first place. Just like that, I went from being an inconvenience to a customer. I bought 2 pairs of glasses and 2 pairs of sandals. Unfortunately, I'm used to people giving me bad service. Honestly, if I walked out of every store where someone was rude to me, I'd never have anything nice. So yes, I spent my hard-earned money on the things I wanted from Chanel, and I'm certain that saleswoman got a commission for finally helping me. I made sure to give her my email so I could fill out a customer service survey later. But now that I have the survey, I'm not sure how honest I want to be while filling it out. If I'm honest about my experience, am I being a bad person? Gabby, no, you need to tell the truth. Do I get to complain about terrible service when it's really all I've ever known anyway? Gabby, spit the truth out. Tell the truth. Do I get to jeopardize someone's job and livelihood just because I suspect that she treated me like I was a nuisance based on my experience? Gabby, that's up to the company whether or not they want to let her go. But Gabby, you need to tell the truth. You need to tell them what's going on. I know logically that I have every right to complain, especially since I spent so much money. But I'm struggling with the idea that I should be nice about it instead. I should extend a courtesy to this stranger who treated me like a beggar. This stranger, who even thought it is her job to be helpful to me, was only so after someone else told her who I am. Only after I proved that I had money. Should I worry about what a bad review would do to her career? No. But the fact is that I do. There is something in me pushing me, forcing me to consider this woman's feelings when she hadn't considered mine at all. I wonder what part of me is convinced that I actually am a nuisance if I fill out this customer survey. Honestly, what it's called, Gabby, is conditioning. You need to break that conditioning. You need to break that mind programming and dig up in her ass to fill out the goddamn survey. Girl, hand me that shit. I'll fill it out for you. Is it just that I am a black woman and so I've been trained from birth to put all others first and to just be grateful yet apologetic for any space that I take up in this world, especially any space that I take up in a Chanel store? No, Gabby, it's not because you're a black woman. It's because you're black. Don't put the woman part in there. It's because you're black. Period. Nothing to do with you being female. If anything, that gives you an advantage. But anyways, to be fair, I don't know why that saleswoman didn't want to help me. I suspect it's because I'm black. But could it also be because I'm fat? Gabby, you're not fat. You're skinny. Maybe my whole life, every time I thought someone was being racist, they were actually mistreating me because I'm fat. That sucks too. That's not okay. I felt unwelcome in many stores throughout my life, but I just kind of deal with it. As a successful adult, sometimes I walk out of the store in a huff without getting what I want, denying them my hard-earned energy. Other times, I'm sorry, guys. Shout out to Gabby Sidibe. I'm sorry, but she said she went from calling herself fat to saying that she walked out the store in a huff. And I'm thinking, like, that's such an easy joke. But I'm not gonna. Gabby, I got love for you, girl. I'm just joking around. I'll just mess with you. All right. Oh shit. Why my eyes burning? Oh shit. Hold on. All right. Whew, I'm back. Okay. Maybe my whole life, every time I thought someone was being racist, they were actually mistreating me because I'm fat. That sucks too. That's not okay. I've felt unwelcome in many stores throughout my life, but I just kind of deal with it. As a successful adult, sometimes I walk out of the store in a huff without getting what I want, denying them my hard-earned money. First of all, you're not denying them your hard-earned money. You're just not rewarding them for their terrible service and disgusting and illegal behavior, because they're not supposed to be discriminating against people. This isn't 1950 something, 1960 something. It's 2017. The simple fact that they're doing that to you, Gabby, you know, you shouldn't be victim blaming yourself. You need to listen. Do you want your kids to go through that, Gabby? Do you want your little nieces and nephews, or because I don't know whether or not you have children, but do you want the children in your family to go through the same discrimination? It's like we've been facing this crap for hundreds of years. And, well, actually longer than that in different. Anyway, the point is this, though. We've been facing the same crap for all of these years, Gabby. You should speak up. We should all speak up every single time it happens, to the point where they're forced to change. But anyways, other times I spent my money in an unfriendly store as if to say, fuck you, I buy the whole damn store. Gabby, it's tempting to do that. And trust me, I've wanted to whip out thousands of dollars in front of these discriminating people's faces, but you know, they really don't deserve it. But anyways, either way, they win and I lose. There you go. Maybe I still feel like this treatment is owed to me for my teenage kleptomaniac phase. Maybe I can't out success my guilt. I swear to God, this is why I only shop online. There you go. Shopping online is lit. Hey, everybody in the comment section, let me know whether or not you prefer to go to the store or shop online. But anyways, now as I sit staring at what seems like the 100th customer service survey I've accepted but not completed, it occurs to me, does it matter whether my waist is wide or if my skin is black as long as my money is green? End quote. Thank you very much, Gabby, for that awesome. I don't even know where this information came from, but the Jasmine brand reposted it. I don't know whether or not it was an interview with them. All I know is this. Whether they're discriminating against you because you're fat according to your, to your opinion of yourself. And if it's not that, whether it's them discriminating against you because of you being black, either way, it's discrimination. And it's wrong. You should not feel guilty. I don't give a damn. Listen, I don't care if you stole a whole store. I mean, literally moved the whole store into your house. Literally the whole building. The point is this. It is not within their job description to do that. That's like somebody saying, oh, I used to be a criminal back in the day and a cop punched me in the face. Now that I'm an adult, so, I feel guilty about pressing charges against the officer for being a damn thug. It's not within the officer's description to go around punching people. This is wrong, man. I'm trying to tell you, like, this shit happens all the time and just everywhere. Just this people basically doing what they want to do, things that are outside of what they're supposed to do as far as what they were legally hired and required to do. They're going completely off code. And these rogue assholes need to be dealt with. Basically, they need to be charged. They need to be fired. They need to be fined. They need to be written up. Something needs to be done. There needs to be some sort of justice. So, hey, black shopping experiences matter. Y'all should see me throwing up the black fist right now. But anyway, shout out to Gabby Sidibe. I'm sorry you had to go through that, sis. Make sure that you fill out that damn survey and you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth every single time. Because it's worth it. Because the more we do that, the more that they have to look at themselves in the mirror and realize who and what they are, which is what they're reflecting. Everything that they're claiming that we are is what they are. As a matter of fact, I did a story, this is a few years ago, about this man in New York. he was basically, you know, concerned about black people moving in the neighborhood and whatnot. And he was saying, you know, like black people were criminals or some other sort of nonsense like that. And then I did a follow-up story. Come to find out, the guy was arrested, and they said that he was arrested. Was it 50 times or 100 times? Like he had been arrested like dozens and dozens of times, y'all. I forget what his name was, but this is an old story that I did. If anybody wanted to see it, I could always send you those old videos. It's probably like 2013 or something like that. But anyways, let me see. What else was I going to say? I was watching was it a documentary or a news story? I guess it was a news story. With this clip from, I want to say was it the 90s? Was it the 80s? Anyways, it was back in the day. It was years ago, at least 2 to 3 decades ago. And on the news story was a black couple who were professionals. I think the mother was a professor and the father was he a construction company owner, something. Anyways, if I'm not mistaken, he had his own business and she was like a professor or some other sort of professional, and they had a daughter at the time. I don't know if they had any more children after this, and some of you may have seen this clip. But basically, you know, they were new in town, wherever they were at. I think it was somewhere in the Midwest. And, you know, there weren't too many black people there. Can you imagine how much discrimination that family had to endure? All because they were the new Negroes in town, you know? It has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not they did anything wrong. It's because the people who are discriminating against them are the ones doing what's wrong. And I think a lot of so-called black people have conditioned themselves to feel as if they're the guilty party no matter what. It's like to the point now where black guilt is so rampant that black people are basically in their comfort zone, in this sunken place, when they're feeling black guilt. It's like they need to feel guilty. It's like a humbling experience for them. It's like a feeling, a feeling of being in your place, and they feel as if they're not overstepping their boundaries. And you know, because they're not offending white people. So you have a lot of black people who don't really try as hard as they could. They don't do as well as they could in life a lot of the time, due to the simple fact that they already know, like, hey, if I'm too good, white people are not going to like me. So it's like they know I better either be mediocre or I better be substandard. Because if I dare to overstep this boundary, if I dare to sit up here and do my best, then it's like, you know, people might get mad at me. They might look at me and say, you know what, you're doing too much. You know, you must think you're better than somebody. Or what's the word they have for it? Oh, uppity. That's what they call it. They call it being uppity. Back in the day, they used to call it being an uppity Negro. Nowadays, it's just uppity. That's what they say. Literally. As a matter of fact, I just typed in the word uppity on YouTube as I'm speaking, right? It says uppity blues woman, uppity strut, uppity music, uppity black people, uppity gaming, uppity blacks, uppity songs, uppity strut, tut, tut, child, uppity umbrella bird. Literally, those are the words that pop up when you type in the word uppity on YouTube. So uppity black people and uppity blacks. It doesn't say anything about white people at all whatsoever. Only black people. Nothing about Hispanics, nothing about Asians, nothing about colored people, nothing about women of color, men of color, any of those other sort of things. It's literally uppity blacks and uppity black people. Okay? So that just goes to show you, man, the way that the world perceives black people, it's like they do not want you to do your best. And that's all of these other groups of people. Because a lot of you might say, well, Asians are all right, or the Middle Eastern people don't look at us like that. No, all other groups of people don't want black people to do better than them. Period. Here she is having black guilt and black successful guilt. She's up here thinking that she must have done something wrong and thinking that she has to accommodate these people. You got to understand something. I know I'm taking it. I'm gonna take it there. If Gabby Sidibe was harmed by the police or even killed by the police, do you really think that those same people that she's attempting to protect and attempting to not offend, do you really think that they would give a shit about her? That's deep, isn't it? You got these people who hate you just because, but yet you're willing to protect them because you don't want to offend them because they are the majority. It's not like you want it to come back to you. But in all honesty, black people need to speak up for themselves. You got to understand something. We're in the age of technology. We have all these cameras and all this technology, the internet, all these different things. We need to use this shit to our advantage. Plain and simply. We need to be taking technology and putting it in the face of people who discriminate against us, which is basically everybody. You literally don't have anything to lose. You have everything to gain. Or at least peace of mind, because at the end of the day, you got to understand something. When it comes to dealing with other groups of people, they need unnecessary attention and shit like that. Black people typically just want to be left the fuck alone. If black people could just be left alone, they would rise up very quickly. Just by not being bothered. That's why they have to continuously pressure you. They have to continuously fuck with you. But because they know as long as that pressure is there, it will suppress you. Pressure busts pipes. But pressure is also supposed to turn coal into diamonds, right? It's time for black people to turn into diamonds. But this is all my opinion. What do I know? Just a Gabby Sidibe fan with a microphone. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog on Instagram. Be sure to hit that notification button next to the subscribe button. It looks like a bell. Once you click that button, you'll be sent alerts to be notified when new videos get posted. Gabby, keep your head up. You didn't do anything wrong, sis. These people were wrong, and you don't dare feel guilty for one more second. And yes, you need to fill out that survey and kick them dead in the ass. Anyways, Meat Magazine, make sure to tune into Empire.